Hi, I'm Matt O'Lean.
And I'm Brittany Goodman, and we're members of the 2017 Fargo Film Festival Committee.
Welcome to the 2017 Fargo Film Festival Preview Show. Here's an inside look at this year's festival. This year's 17th Annual Fargo Film Festival will take place Tuesday through Saturday, March 21st through March 25th at the Fargo Theater. This year we had a festival record for entries from dozens of different states and many foreign countries. The Fargo Film Festival is committed to showcasing high-quality independent films and giving opportunities to filmmakers to show their work in the state-of-the-art and historic Fargo Theater, as well as the fantastic, intimate second screen next door to the main theater called Fargo Theater off-Broadway. Films will be shown in 7 categories: narrative feature, narrative short, documentary feature, documentary short, experimental, animation, and student. The festival also contains informational seminars, in addition to networking opportunities and provocative lunch panel discussions featuring filmmakers, film academics, and people in the film industry.
More than anything, the festival is about movies. Movies that entertain and inform, movies that provoke thought and spark discussion. The venues for this year's festival are the beautiful and historic Fargo Theater, which is our main venue, and our second venue will be the popular and intimate second screen Fargo Theater off-Broadway, located right next to the original Fargo Theater in downtown Fargo.
For the festival's first 16 years, the Fargo Theater's former executive director Margie Bailey and current executive director Emily Beck, along with members of the various film festival jurying committees, have been committed to expanding the audience for the festival. The festival opens Tuesday afternoon, March 21st, with a special kickoff press conference to be held at noon, at which time Best of Show winners will be announced. This is the 3rd year that films will be screened starting on Tuesday afternoon. We've increased our number of entries in recent years, which means we have more quality films and product to show.
Maybe I can help. There's really no point. I'm totally wrong for it.
There will be noon panel discussions Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, including some of the evening showcase features. We must say that things are still in flux with the festival as we tape this, but expect lots of visiting filmmakers, actors, actresses, and special guests. And on Thursday night, March 23rd, once again at the All-Star Bowl in Moorhead, it will be the 6th annual Bunny Lebowski Pro-Am Invitational, featuring bowling and good times. Before the night screenings each day, there are pre-parties at various downtown locations starting at 5 p.m. The locations are still being finalized, but we can tell you that the Hotel Donaldson is for opening night on Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday are still to be determined, and Prairie Den and Etche are Friday and Saturday night.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the festival before we get into some film clips. And Brittany, again, very exciting festival, a lot of good Best in Show winners. Just give me your thoughts in general on what people are going to be seeing.
Well, I'm really excited that I think 5 out of the 8 category winners are women directors. And I think that's a first for our festival.
It is.
Yeah, that's exciting to me.
I think a lot of talk about women filmmakers over the past few years, and I think we're starting to see maybe those cracks being broken, at least in the festival circuit, which is good. Best in Show winners again, those will be announced on the first day of the festival. We have some great winners in those categories as well. And then we have The Hero coming, which is a Jeff Schlossman produced film. Jeff is from Fargo. He's gotten into the film industry, and he has a close relationship with Sam Elliott, who's in this film, and it recently premiered at Sundance. How excited are we to screen that on Friday night at the 24th?
I am very excited. Sam Elliott is a great actor, and we're hoping to get at least one actor guest, so who knows?
That'd be great. Sam Elliott, Nick Offerman, we would love to have them here. Catherine Ross is in this film as well, who of course is Sam's wife. You were mentioning the quality of films, and you do such a great job as the narrative feature chair, and we're starting to see these narrative feature films get distribution, appearing on top 10 lists. Why don't you tell me about your approach to that category and then the quality of films overall?
Well, I think overall our quality has gone up in the past 5 years, at least partially due to the fact that we use Without a Box and Film Freeway. And these are online ways that directors and producers of film can submit their films. So we make it a little bit easier for them, which I think helps. It also helps the word get out about our festival. I also think that people that have been to our festival talk about it. We've had directors and actors go out and tell their other filmmaking friends, submit to the Fargo Film Festival. It's a good quality festival. And finally, my approach is to get out there early, and I look at what other top quality festivals are showing, and then I go out and solicit, primarily via email as the first contact, and invite them to submit their films.
And all 12 of the films that made it through narrative feature, we watched a lot of films, you and I, and all our jurors, but they're wonderful, and it's such an improvement over about 10, 12 years ago where, you know, some of the narrative feature films were, you know, they kind of had that Lifetime movie feel to them. It's so great.
And I would say all of our categories are also upping in quality.
I agree.
Both of our student feature winners are just really top quality, top notch this year.
And I want to mention too, we have the opening night. We mentioned The Hero was going to screen on Friday night with Jeff's going to be here, hopefully some members of the cast. And then Tuesday night, it's going to be kind of an opening animation night. And that'll be exciting with a lot of shorts, but we're also going to screen My Life as a Zucchini, which is an Oscar nominee for animated feature. So that should be exciting as well.
And I think people really like animated films. I think it's going to be a very high energy, upbeat, fun night.
I agree.
Well, now we're going to talk about the narrative feature category winner, Always Shine. And I make no bones about it. It's my favorite film of the festival.
Me too.
Yeah, really? It's your favorite
is.
also?
It is.
Wow, we're in agreement.
I remember when you and I were screening for the jury, and you watched it, and then I watched it after you, and I immediately texted you and said, boy, this is great.
I do remember that now. Sophia Takal, I believe this is one of her first films. Mackenzie Davis, you know, we're considering her for an award. You know, I don't know
For
if she'll
Best
get
Actress,
it for
right?
Best Actress, but she really shines. Both actresses are great in the film.
Caitlin Fitzgerald is the other one.
Caitlin Fitzgerald.
What's it about? Tell folks just quickly.
I would say, I would categorize it as sort of almost David Lynchian a little bit, Mulholland Drive a little bit, and it's about how your best friend can kind of be your enemy or your frenemy.
If they're more successful.
Yes.
They're
So
both
one of-
they're both
yeah.
actresses in LA, correct?
Yes, and one of the actresses gets more parts, better parts, and then the other friend is definitely very jealous of her. And it takes a somewhat dark turn.
And we should mention this had a big write-up in Vogue, and Mackenzie Davis won Best Actress at Tribeca as well. So this is a film that actually has appeared on some top 10 critics list for 2016.
Yes, and I'm very excited to share it with our festival audience. And now let's take a look at a clip from our narrative feature winner, Always Shine.
Know myself, but haven't I seen you in something? Well, you're in TV, right?
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. What have I seen you in?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, I know it is. I think I know. Oh, I know. I remember. It's Wendical. You are so good in that.
Oh, thank you.
You are so good
Thanks.
and so nice. Do you mind if I get your autograph? Because it would mean a lot to me. I'm
Sure,
Sandra.
sure.
Nice to meet you.
Sure,
There's a fountain pen. I
Okay.
hope you like it. I just,
This is my friend Anna. She's also an actress.
have I seen you in anything?
No, I would be surprised.
I am just
you are.
blown away by this. And do you mind if I take a photo?
No, not at all.
Oh my God.
Okay, now let's move on to narrative short, a traditionally very strong category, a category that requires a lot of work from our jurors because upwards of 90 films can get entered in this category. It's a category you've served on in the past, and it's a great category, isn't it?
I think it's one of the most fun categories to serve on as a jury member. You're usually not watching something over 20 minutes, but it does take a lot of work because you're watching a lot of films. I would say this year, from what I saw, and I pre-screened in this category,
So did I, yep.
one of the strongest slates we've ever had for narrative short.
I agree. Our jury chair, Tom Spear, did a great job. Not only the winning film, Bon Voyage, which is really good, but also Thunder Road is a wonderful film that screened at Sundance. That is going to be seen by people. Rated, R-A-T-E-D. That's a film people are going to really enjoy. It's about people that get ratings and they walk around with like a number above their head depending on what kind of day they're having. So that's kind of interesting as well. But our winning film is Bon Voyage, and this is a film about some people that are on a boat, I believe in the Mediterranean, and there are some refugees that basically take their boat hostage. So it's a very timely film as well, and I know you enjoyed it as well.
Oh, it's a great film. I totally see why it won the category.
Yep. So let's now take a look at a clip from our narrative short winning film, Bon Voyage.
And now it's time to talk about another great category, documentary short. And I like documentary shorts also. Our documentary categories, both feature and short, tend to be audience favorites.
Yes, they do.
I think people really like to watch the nonfiction. They can really relate it to their lives. And I know that documentaries are near and dear to your heart, Matt.
Yes, they are. I've made quite a few of them in my years at Prairie Public, and this film, again, touches on a subject that we're seeing a lot of in the news. It's called Refugee. It's about a mother from Africa who ends up in New York, and she tries desperately through the years to get her children to the States. And again, just like the film Lion, which is currently playing at the Fargo Theater, it's got that payoff, that great reunion scene, doesn't it?
Yes, and I think in today's times, it's something that's very poignant and maybe important to watch.
I think what it does, Brittany, it puts a face on a refugee. I think, sometimes in the news, it's a general category, it's a general topic of, we can't let refugees in the country, but this puts a face on it that these people are real people trying to get here.
And a lot of them are in our community. They started out as refugees and now they're United States citizens. And now let's take a look at our winning documentary short, Refugee.
dañu nekk ana magaay bi rek mais dañu nekk di simple waaw bon lu ma leen bàyyee noonu change ñu figure de.
All right, let's move on to documentary feature. Traditionally a very strong category, a category our festival goers like to watch. We've had some Best in Show winners come from this category, and our winning film this year is called Nana, and our director, who is she?
Serena Dykman. She's going to be here with us at the festival, and I'm really excited to meet her.
Yep. And the film is called Nana, and it's about her grandmother who survived a concentration camp during World War II, and it's kind of her journey with her mother. They go to Auschwitz. That's a tremendous scene when they go back there. It's just very haunting, and it's really her journey. And the good thing is her grandmother did a lot of interviews over the years about her experiences, so we have that file footage, even though she's dead now. And so that interplays with Serena and her mother, kind of retracing steps and talking to people that knew her grandmother. So let's take a look at a clip now from the documentary feature winner, Nana.
Et combien ils étaient par bloc?
Elle m'a dit 1000 et qu'elle était
1000
la seule
là-dedans?
survivante. Elle m'a...
Ou ça c'était dans le train?
Oui, si, je crois.
T'es venue ici avec elle?
Avec elle, avec ton grand-père, ton papa, tous les étudiants, les journalistes. On avait allumé une bougie. Elle nous avait montré, elle nous avait expliqué ce qui était arrivé, vraiment arrivé, et que la chance l'a aidé.
All right, let's move on to student category. This is a fun category. Karen Olson, our jury chair, does a great job recruiting films from universities around the country and around the world. And this year, Brittany, the jury decided they would have 2 winners. And why is that? And tell us about it.
Well, I think it's because there were 2 really standout films, and one was a documentary and one was a narrative. And so the documentary is one of my favorite films at the festival. It's called The Search. Very, very strong film. You really liked it too, right?
I loved it. Yeah. Great, strong film. Argentina, right? Back in the 70s when people disappeared mysteriously.
Right, and this woman's daughter disappeared, and she was searching for her, but also searching for her missing grandson. And we talked about the big payoffs.
Yeah, the big payoff scene.
And I'll just say there's a big payoff scene in this one.
It's a great film. And then The Little Dictator, that's our narrative winner. And this kind of has a Jewish theme as well, just like Nana did. There's a mix-up, and he ends up, it's a comedy, I will tell people, he ends up wearing a Hitler mustache to a big gathering, and people are appalled, and there's a reason why he ends up with this mustache, but it's a comic look at things like this.
And then the reason why is like he's in the middle of shaving, and he has to show up somewhere like right then and there.
Yes.
And don't show up with a Hitler mustache.
No, not ever.
Ever, and especially not in a Jewish family.
No, not a good thing. Let's take a look at the clips now from our winning student films, The Search and The Little Dictator.
Mi hija, Laura Estela Carlotto, fue secuestrada el 26 de noviembre de 1977 en la capital federal. Tenía 21 años y estaba embarazada de 2 meses y medio. Fue secuestrada junto a su compañero. Tuvimos algunas noticias durante su secuestro, ya sea por una carta anónima de alguien que compartió días de cautiverio con ella, que nos decía que se encontraba bajo fuerzas de seguridad, bien y con su esposo. Más adelante tuvimos noticias nuevamente por una persona liberada que había compartido el mismo lugar durante 20 días, diciéndonos que su embarazo continuaba adelante que nos mandaba un mensaje a su papá y a mí para que estuviéramos atentos al momento en que naciera su bebé, que iba a ser en junio de 1978, que lo buscáramos en la casa cuna y que hiciera un varón, le iba a poner el nombre de mi esposo, Guido.
Okay, let's move to animation, another very good category, and we've had strong films over the years, Oscar-nominated films. This year's winning film is called Taking Flight, and another wonderful little animated film. And I know people can see a lot of animated films on the opening night, right? We mentioned that earlier. Tuesday
Right.
night's going to be animation night.
Right. I thought this was really lovely. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Up. Did it kind of remind you of Up
Yep.
with the themes? I think everybody's going to enjoy this one.
They will. Let's take a look at a clip from the winning animated film, Taking Flight.
We're out of fuel. We have to jump. It's now. That was a close one. Monkeys, crocodiles, they're just pests compared to the aliens.
And finally, our experimental category, a category I like a lot, and we have a lot of people that like to serve in this jury. And Brittany, just tell people, don't be scared of this category, right?
Absolutely don't be scared to watch an experimental movie. It just means it's maybe slightly artistic. It might be shot in a non-traditional way.
Non-linear story.
Maybe a non-linear story. And in fact, our category winner, Gratis, that's exactly what it is. It's shot in a different way, not linear. It is about people that have mental illnesses and their struggle. And I think that's a very relatable topic for a lot of people in our audience.
It's one of the best experimental winners I think we've ever had, actually, because it really does resonate with people. They can kind of understand it. Right. So let's take a look now at a clip from our winning experimental film, Gratis.
It's not just darkness. I don't want to be some idea of what a person should look like. It's pointless now. I've lost all hope. But she hasn't.
I can't remember the reason why, but I do know I suffered alone. The darkness was very dark. I would spend days and days alone in that room. Some people say they know depression. They don't know depression. You can't just explain. Next moment, I'm down. My foot slips on rugged terrain, slipping, spiraling, slipping, sliding right down, slipping, spiraling, sliding down to the lowest point.
I guess I haven't seen her.
We also want to mention the 2-minute movie contest, which is going strong for many years. That will be Friday night, March 24th at 9:30 here at the Main Theater, right after the screening of The Hero. And Greg Carlson, our good friend, does a great job with this. And what are the rules? Pretty simple.
2 minutes, that's the rules. You submit it by a deadline, and it has to be 2 minutes or under.
So go to the websites, fargofilmfestival.org. You can find out more information about how to get your film in the 2-minute movie contest. And again, that's Friday night, March 24th, 9:30, right here in the Main Theater. Well, that concludes the 2017 Fargo Film Festival Preview Show. Remember to check the website for festival pass and ticketing information at fargofilmfestival.org or fargotheater.org, or call the theater at 701-239-8385.
And we'll see you at the Fargo Film Festival, March 21st through the 25th. And remember,
why go to Cannes
when you can go to Fargo?
We'll see you at the festival. So long.